So we have here a 2025 Ram 1500 Limited Crew Cab 4x4, and it's $88,000. Well, it's going to be more than that, $88,000. And this has the Hurricane Inline 6. So with this, you get the 3-liter Hurricane Inline 6. But I can imagine if this had the Hemi that's coming back, this is going to be, it says 88. If this had the Hemi, it would be 98, or pretty much pushing $100,000 guaranteed. When I spoke to the gentleman, he told me that yes, the Hemis are coming back, but he expected them to sell for no less than $75,000. And I can definitely believe that. The way they're running Stellantis nowadays, I can totally see them selling those for no less than $75,000. So this one I just showed you with the Hurricane Inline 6, if this had the Hemi, it would pretty much be $100,000 just due to the engine. So yeah, the V8 is coming back. That's nice and all, but you're gonna pay for it. They're gonna make you pay. If you want that V8 under the hood of this, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for it. And two guys in here, they confirm that. They confirm that these are gonna sell for no less than $75,000 if equipped with the Hemi V8 that's coming back for the 2026 model year. I believe it's the 2026 model year. Now this blew my mind. Okay, you see this, and you're gonna pay over $75,000. All their little BS add-ons, over $75,000 once it's all said and done. But you get no bed liner. So to me, that's just ridiculous. That is mind blowing. You're gonna pay pretty much $80,000 when it's all said and done, but you don't even get a bed liner. And when I was at the Hyundai dealership and we looked at the little Hyundai trucks, all of those came with bed liners. Even when I was at the Honda dealership and we looked at the Honda Ridge lines, all of those came with bed liners. But it's kind of sad that, with the American trucks, they don't come with the bed liners standard. Okay, so we have another 25 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4. Total price, it's going to be over 60 grand. And you get the inline 6 with this one as well. Let's see if it has a bed liner. And nope, it doesn't have a bed liner. So over 60 grand for no bed liner and a rather basic interior. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so here's another 25. And this also has the inline 6. 3-liter inline 6. It's going to be over 70 grand when it's all said and done. Bed liner? Nope, no bed liner. That's just one of the things I look for when I look at a pickup, see if it has a bed liner. And with this one, you also get a pretty basic interior as well. Now, as far as the Wagoneers, we still have brand new 2024s on the lot. So there's probably about 5 of these Wagoneers. And 2024 model years, brand new, still on the lot. And this one was $86,000. Okay, so a brand new 2024 that's unsold, just sitting on the lot. Okay, and these things depreciate like crazy. I'm assuming this one's a 2025. Let's check out the price. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but the total price is $86,000 after all the BS add-ons. The base price is $74,000. Okay, here's another brand new 2024 Grand Wagoneer L. And this one is $110,000. And then there's all the BS add-ons. But you see the price, okay? And they're just sitting. Here we have a 2025 Grand Wagoneer. And the total price for this is, it's going to be about $120 when it's all said and done. $120,000 pretty much for this SUV. And these things depreciate like crazy, as you guys know. They don't hold their value. They depreciate like crazy. And they're not the most reliable either, based on what consumers are saying. All right, so that was a Grand Wagoneer. Let's check this one out. So here we have a 2024, and I believe that's $84,000 and some change. So again, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for these, and these have just been sitting on the lot. We have here a 2024 Wagoneer L 4x2. When it's all said and done, that's going to be well over $70,000. So the 2026s are about to start rolling in. We're not too far away from 2026, but we still got 2024s on the lot. So pretty much we're going to have 2-year-old vehicles, 2-year-old brand new vehicles still on the lot as these 2026s start rolling in. So yeah, these guys are just sitting. No one's buying them. And again, they're not the most reliable either. I think everyone knows that by now. But you guys let me know what you think. So here's the new Charger that everyone loves to hate. And you're going to pay over $61,000 when it's all said and done. Do you think it's a good deal or would you pass? Do you think it should be less than $61,000? Do you think it should be more like 55 or 53 or 52, something like that? And have you seen any of these in your area? Because let me tell you, here in Marion County, Central Florida, I've only saw one of these things on the road, just one. And I think they've been on sale long enough where we should be seeing more than that, but just one in my part of Florida. So you guys let me know if you've been seeing any in your area. So another thing the gentleman mentioned when I spoke to him, he said that people will look at the new Charger EV, they'll look at it, but then they'll look at one of these old Challengers and they'll they'll drive off the lot with one of these instead. So even if it's a 2020 or a 2023, whatever, they'll look at one of these older model Challengers and drive off the lot rather than that new Charger EV they brought out. Now, I already know this, and I'm sure most of you guys are aware of it too, but I just wanted to hear a car dealership admit it. And they did admit it. There's very little interest in that new Charger EV, and people rather have the old ones. That's a 2011. Maybe not that old, but definitely a 2020 or a 2023. They'll come in, they'll look at that new Charger EV. They won't like it. They'll get behind the wheel of one of these and they'll drive off the lot in one of these. Or they'll just come and pick up one of these older ones. Yeah, one of these older Challengers. So, yeah, with that being said, I do not feel sorry for Stellantis one bit. They shot themselves in the foot. And you know what? It's just what it is. And it is currently a sad reality for Chrysler. Maybe in the parallel universe, they still sell the Sebring convertible, they still sell the LHS, maybe they still sell the Imperial and some of the other cool cars that they had. But unfortunately, in our reality, we're only limited to minivans. And these are not bad looking minivans per se, but Chrysler is just a shell of its former self. Nothing like they used to be. And honestly, I really don't hear anybody even talk about Chrysler anymore. So if they brought that new 300 to fruition, I think that would definitely put this brand back on the map. Because as of right now, they're not even a blip on the radar. No one talks about Chrysler, and if they just continue to offer only minivans, then I see this brand going away. It's going away just like Plymouth and Eagle and all the rest of them. The 300, if they brought it back, it will sell because the previous generation 300, it was a strong seller. I know they claim full-size sedans don't sell, but the 300 was actually a strong seller, and they could have squeezed more life out of it to sell alongside these minivans. Because minivans, to be honest with you, they're not selling as well either as they used to back in like the late 90s or early 2000s. Nowadays, I mean, they still sell to an extent, but nowadays, people rather just get an oversized SUV. So, rather than buying this Pacifica or this Voyager, people rather just get a Grand Wagoneer and look cool. Yeah, yeah. So these oversized SUVs are pretty much still in the market from these minivans. Why I think Ford got rid of the Aerostar. Well, not the Aerostar, but the Freestar. Ford got rid of the Freestar because people were buying the Expedition instead and their other SUVs. So that's why they got rid of the minivan. People are still buying these to an extent. I don't see that many on the road, but people will look at these, then they'll look at the Grand Wagoneer and they'll buy the Grand Wagoneer or the Wagoneer, whichever. They'll just buy an oversized SUV rather than the minivan because they want to look cool. They want that status symbol pretty much because you just don't look cool in the minivan anymore. So yeah, that's the bitter reality for Chrysler. I mean, it's kind of sad because I always thought Chrysler was a cool brand. They had a lot of cool cars back in the day, especially the 300. There are so many different variants of the 300, the previous generation 300. Even the 300M from back in the 90s. I still like the way that car looked. I think it's just a beautiful car all around. But they're just a shell of their former self. So we'll see what happened. Ralph is back in charge. He's the head designer. He's the guy that designed the 2005 300. So they hired him back in their design studio. So they're saying that he might design the next 300. So let's just hope they don't turn it into an SUV or a crossover. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. All right, so this dealership's about to shut down in a few minutes, so I'm gonna get out of here. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.